as I was writing, I would find myself breaking down, detailing some of the events, and because I felt it was too heavy, I would just pause and say, I need to take a break. And I would take a break for as long as like 3 months, 6 months, because I felt
You
I
know,
need to.
we always think that the absence of the father has got tremendous damage on the child, especially the boy child.
Mm.
But the absence of the mother, I think, is worse.
And that's why I'm saying I didn't want to rush it. So I allowed myself to go through the pain, to cry and to break down, uh, to s- to step away from the book because
Fighting.
I
It's like
remember.
it's one group of women on the other side to say we will not give grace to men because they are this, they are that, they are that, and it's women who apparently have given up on men altogether,
Mm,
and to say there are no good men out there.
mhm.
And then there's this group, the
So
Nandi group.
we as men also put so much pressure on ourselves because we want to impress, but we are forgetting that that image that you're portraying, you are literally saying to her, "That's who you are." Do you?
Women compete because in most cases we want to have what the other person has.
Mm,
That's why it will go as far as a friend having a relationship with their friend's man,
mm.
husband, boyfriend, whatever.
Say,
And
okay,
she's
what is it that women are actually expecting from men, and
what
what
are
is it that?
men also expecting?
Yeah,
Yeah.
men worry me these days.
Welcome to Tea with Lady T podcast / talk show. We are here once again with an amazing guest who's going to be sharing with us his journey of resilience, strength, and hope against the odds. We are having brother, I'll call you brother.
Of course, I am. You are also my
Yes,
sister.
brother Tiyiselani Mukhari. Ne?
Hmm.
Okay. We met a long time ago. A long time ago. I'm not sure if it's 8 or 7 years.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And we actually just clicked because of the work that we do together for the boy child. So, in a moment, I'll just hand over to you to just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit of a background, and we will flow from there.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much for the invite, and I'm glad that after such a long time of us wanting to work together, we finally, I had this moment to do this. So, as you've introduced me, my name is Tiyiselani Mukhari. I am a social worker by profession. I recently opened my own private practice in social work. So this is more like my 14th year practicing as a social worker.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I decided, okay, with the experience that I have, let me just go out and just do my own thing. So that's what I'm currently doing. I am also a founding director of a company known as Rich Learning Group, which is an extension of the social work that I do. But we specialize in providing mental health support services to the corporate world as well as NGOs. We also provide capacity building to NGOs in various parts of the country because we've realized that some NGOs are actually struggling in terms of getting funding. They don't know how to position themselves. They don't know what the requirements are. So we assist with capacity building in that area as well as helping them to write proposals. I'm also an author of a book titled The Hidden Scars of a Boy Child,
Yes.
which is such a huge inspiration of my own journey. And in the book, I detail my own, life journey of some of the struggles that I went through as a young man that have also shaped me to be the person that I am today, and also in a way influenced the kind of path that I'm in today.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's me in a nutshell.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm a man of many hats.
Yes, definitely. I
Yeah.
was gonna say that's a mouthful. That's quite a
Mm.
mouthful. But I just want to check in with you before we proceed. Ne? I like it that you're coming from the mental and emotional wellness space as a social worker. How important is it, or let me just ask a direct question. How would you rate yourself in terms of the spiritual well-being, the physical well-being, and the emotional well-being? We normally just call it spirit, soul, and body. How are you in those areas?
So yeah, because that's the space that I'm in, and that's the line of work that I'm at. I'm very much conscious of how I balance that. One of the things that I've realized is that as human beings, every day when we wake up, we're striving for balance, right? So I always make sure that my emotional state is intact. Yes, there will be days where you feel low. There will be things that are happening in your space or outside your space that would affect you, but it's all about understanding what kind of emotions you are going through and how you process them and how you come back from that. Because life can be unpredictable, right? So you lose a loved one. Obviously, that's going to affect you. But again, how do you allow yourself to go through that process? And as soon as you are done, you are also able to come back to your normal being.
Yeah.
Spiritually, I'm a firm believer in Christ. I pray. I'm devoted in communicating with God and keeping my relationship open. In terms of physical well-being, I would like to see myself as healthy. I'm not big on exercising. In many cases, my friends normally invite me to run. There's this wave now where everyone just wants to run, and I've been invited in a couple of those, and I'm like, guys, now I'm fine, I don't want to
You're
lose weight, I
always
don't
like
want to
next
gain.
month, next week.
Yeah, I'm happy with how I am. But yeah, I think if there's one area that I'm quite very conscious about, it's my emotional well-being.
Which
Yeah.
is good. Which
Yeah.
is good. Okay. Maybe just then before we get into the whole conversation, let me acknowledge my sponsors. We are back here at Mana Lodge, Mana Executive Lodge in Kempton Park in Pomona. And we are shooting our podcast today from there. And the next few episodes we'll be doing from here. Mana Lodge is a very beautiful place. You'll just see maybe a little bit of a clip during the episodes. The ambience, the environment is very tranquil. It's a very nice place. It's not far from the airport, OR Tambo Airport, and it's just off the R21 main road. So it's very easily accessible. Thank you so much, my brother. So we can go ahead and have our coffee for the day. Um, Actually, I need someone who can bring their own tea, like who can provide us with tea.
Is it?
Yeah, so that it speaks to the episode.
It
Or maybe I should
should.
get my own brand.
You can.
Yeah, maybe I should just decide to get my own brand. But then tell me, why did you leave the social work, or is it because you wanted to practice on your own, or you employed before? What happened?
I was employed before. I didn't just decided to leave the 9 to 5 space. The organization that I was working for was funded by the US government. And I'm not sure if you will recall, sometime last year around this time, there was a friction between our government and the US government around the funding of HIV prevention programs and services, PEPFAR and whatnot. At some point, our president even had to travel to the US, if you recall. So I was part of those organizations that are providing, community services as well as HIV prevention services to our most vulnerable communities. So when that funding got disrupted,
sorry, which area was this that you were servicing?
I was based in Limpopo at the time.
Okay.
But the organization that I work for now is servicing the entire country.
Okay.
The head office is here in Johannesburg, but I was based in the Limpopo province, servicing Capricorn as well as Banintesta. So yeah, when that disruption happened, I'm one of those people that
Were affected.
were affected. And since then, we haven't had some form of assistance, maybe from government, to say, okay, what then happens to those foot soldiers who were on the ground providing these services? Is there a way in which we can link them to other job opportunities to continue with the work that we had started? So I felt, instead of me just sitting down with the skills that I have and the experience, why not venture into my own private practice? And that's how I ended up in this space, Yeah. So sometimes circumstances can force you to tap into areas which you did not even plan to. But again, it can also be a blessing in disguise, depending on how one looks at it.
I'm glad that I'm actually having someone who, maybe for a lack of a better word, who was a victim
right?
of the funds being cut off. I think my concern, and maybe hearing from you, my concern was always about the patients, the beneficiaries into the program. Do you know what happened with them, those who were getting maybe their treatments or whatever from you guys when your services were terminated?
So if I can kind of like paint the picture for you in terms of how we were performing, and I'll say we as a like looking at the national results when it comes to HIV prevalence and prevention. We were chasing the 95 strategy. I'm not sure if you know about it, but the first 95 speaks about getting everyone to test and to know their HIV status. The second one speaks about getting those that now know about their HIV status to stay on treatment. And the last one speaks about suppression. So you knowing your status, staying on treatment, but also working towards having the viral load being suppressed. So I would say we were winning the battle because the goal is to end HIV by 2030. And we're in 2026 now. We're almost like 3 years towards that goal, and we're doing well in the first 95, which is testing, second 95, which is adherence to treatment. The area where we're a bit of struggling is suppression. So I would say that obviously there has been a lot of beneficiaries who were affected because our job on the ground was to make sure that they stay on treatment. So there would be beneficiaries, as you've indicated, or participants who are not able to collect their own medication, and would have community caregivers or care workers who would collect their medication, take it to their household, but also through our programs, link them to nutritional meals and HIV educational programs. So you wouldn't just get the ARV, you would also get a meal, you would also get the education on how to stay healthy and how to keep up with you until you get to a point where you are virally suppressed. And one of the goals that we wanted to get into was to ensure that those that are virally suppressed are now not able to transmit the virus onto another person.
Yes.
So there was what we called U equals to U, meaning that undetectable means untransmittable.
Yes. Yeah. Please just elaborate on that. I know maybe a lot of people are still not aware of what you just raised, the U to U, is it U equals U? Yeah, concept, because I understand that when you are undetectable, it means you cannot transmit the virus to the next person, who will then be your sexual partner. Please just elaborate on that one, because I know there are also counts like the CD4 counts, the viral load counts. How do they like play into the whole thing of U equals U?
Okay. So U equals to U in simple terms means that if I am living with HIV and I'm on treatment to an extent that the way in which I'm taking my treatment, so I'm consistent, right? When I go for a test and they want to check the amount of virus in my blood, it's undetectable.
Is that the viral load?
Yes, that's the amount of the viral load. It does, however, not mean that I no longer have HIV. So we need to be clear there. I still have it, but it's not as high to a point where it can be transmitted to the next person.
Okay. Right? What is the number that it can be transmitted?
I am not sure about the copies. We call them copies.
Copies, yes.
Because that's more like on a clinical level. Okay. So we worked with technical partners such as your VETSRHI and your ANOVAs So those are the ones who are like more clued up about the copies. But at my level, we do like provide a lot of awareness and education around what you equals to you means. So as I was saying, it does not mean that I no longer have the virus. I have it, but it's so suppressed in a manner that it's no longer that effective to be able to be transmitted to the next person.
Okay.
Right. However, it also does not rule out the fact that when I'm having sexual intercourse with my partner, we should not use protection.
Okay.
We should still use protection because as much as it can be transmitted to the next person, it also speaks to how is their own health in general. Because if they are also maybe susceptible to other infections, they can contract it,
Okay.
right? What it means is that they would also contract it at the level at which my suppression is at. And obviously, if they don't stay on medication, chances are it will blow up.
Okay.
So it can still be transmitted because it does not mean that it's no longer there. It's still there. It's just virally. It's just suppressed.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's a good question. It's a good thing that you ask because a lot of people still do not understand it.
Yes.
And would go out there and still have sexual intercourse without using protection.
Maybe the last one on the subject before we move on. What about people who then, maybe let's say people who are married especially, who would want to try to have a child? Is that the safe space to have a child, or are there other things that need to be involved for them to be able to have a child? Like you mentioned, the health space of the other person, the health of the other person who is actually maybe HIV positive, I guess.
Okay. So whether you are virally suppressed or not virally suppressed, as an HIV positive mother, you can give birth to an HIV negative child. Because remember, the HIV virus does not live in the sperm, right? It thrives on semen, also thrives on blood.
Okay.
So I can be HIV positive, have sexual intercourse with my partner, and then she conceives, who is negative,
okay.
right? And then she conceives a child who is HIV negative.
Okay.
However, it can happen that during birth, because there's blood transfusion and whatnot there, the child can actually contract HIV
at
birth. That's what we used to call mother to child transmission,
yes.
Which now has got a different term. So that's one of the reasons why also HIV positive mothers need to constantly stay on treatment and also have regular visitations to the clinic so that we can monitor that process and how the baby is growing. And that's why also when you look at the HIV infection rates currently, when it comes to mother to child, the numbers are quite low. Why? Because the people in the space have been able to master how they can prevent the spread from a mother to child.
Okay.
The prevalence is actually thriving amongst young adults.
Okay.
You're 14 to you're 10 to 17 to 24 young girls and older men. But when it comes to like the little ones and their mothers, I think it's at a controllable state.
Okay. All right, my brother. And then the transition from the space that you were in as community builder and the social worker in that field to Rich Learning Institute. Is it Institute?
Rich Learning Group.
Okay. How has it been, and how are you doing now? Have you settled? I know you've got offices somewhere.
Yes.
How was the transition?
I would say it was challenging in the beginning because remember this is a space that I tapped into without me having prepared prior. So it was because of the fact that circumstances were forcing me. So it opened a new mindset shift to say you are now like a businessman. You understand? You are now an entrepreneur, and in the social work field, this is something that we do not, really get taught about. To say, if you are going to go into private practice, you will need to understand that you're running a business, and this is how you should
This is how
operate
you operate and think.
and think, right? And also be mindful of the fact that there's other giants in the field that would have been practicing longer than you. So how do you now come as a small fish in the pond to
Make your
penetrate that
mark,
market?
yeah.
You understand? So those are some of the challenges that, as I was swimming deep, I had to encounter. But I would say now, look, I mean, it's almost been a year now because I started last year in April, March, somewhere there. So at the beginning phase, it was difficult for those reasons. But where I am now, looking back, I think that the path is becoming clearer and clearer because I've been able to build a clientele for myself. I've been able to showcase my work because you do understand that when you are introducing yourself in a new market where there's been other existing service providers, you need to prove yourself to say, why should we take you over whoever that we've been utilizing for whatever period of time. So those are some of the challenges, but I think just like any other business, it comes with its own challenges.
Yeah.
Comes with huge lessons of growth as well, and also assurance to say, especially when you look at the impact, to say, okay, there's still a lot of work to be done. And yeah, you just need to commit yourself, stay true to the vision. And currently, I also have a team that I work with. When I started, it was just the two of us. So I have a team of social workers, registered counselors, and an administrator and facilitators. So these are the people that also assist me to run workshops, to do the one-on-one counseling with clients as well.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay, maybe then you can just tell us the services that you render, like maybe the main focus and other services that are additional to what you guys are doing.
So one of the key services that we provide is employee wellness, which we also like to refer to as debriefing sessions. So in the space that I'm at, my observation is that a lot of employees experience burnout. Sometimes you find that there's toxicity in the workplace, which ends up affecting also their personal lives. You find that sometimes people will have issues at home that also affect how they perform at work, or vice versa. So what we do is to come into that space to try and understand the type of work that they do and what kind of toll it takes on them. And we have like practical tools and exercises that we do with them to help them find balance. But most importantly, be able to identify what is it that's actually affecting my productivity, why I'm underperforming at work, why I'm not able to sleep at night, or why I'm overworking myself, or why I'm not exercising. And we try and utilize different exercises to personalize these things, to say, as Tiyiselani, as much as I'm working with you, but how does this affect Tiyiselani? And also how does it affect us as a team at work? And yeah, that's what we do. We also obviously provide counseling to anyone who's going through whatever challenges. Could be grief and loss, could be issues with anger management, it could be issues of relationships. We have a team of counselors and social workers that provide one-on-one counseling.
Okay.
And lastly, it's the capacity building of NGOs that I spoke about. To say, we assist them with drafting proposals to get funding, because one of the gaps that we identified is that a lot of NGOs, especially the ones that have been long existing, are dependent on either the Department of Social Development to get funding, or the national lotteries. And obviously, the more NGOs you have eating on one large piece of a pizza, it means each and everyone must get a smaller piece. You understand? And that's why sometimes even the services that they provide in the community are not that effective, because resource-wise and capacity-wise, they don't have enough resources because of the little piece that they receive.
Yeah, because even some of those that have been in the field for a long time, some are still not funded. I guess it's because of what you are raising now, to say the resources are not enough. there's just a lot, and the resources are not enough. Yeah. There's something I wanted to ask. I think I lost my train of thought. All right. The payments, because you work with professional counselors and social workers, right? People do need to pay for their counseling, one-on-one or whatever, even for the organizations that you render your services to. What I wanted to check is, do you take medical aids? Are you affiliated or associated with any medical aids? Maybe people who would like to use your services, they are not sure if they can actually use their medical aids, maybe.
Yes, we are. So upon starting with the ground process of registering the company, we affiliated with all the medical aids that you can think of. So we are currently accepting medical aids, but obviously our pricing for cash paying clients and medical aid clients are not the same. There
Yes.
isn't a huge variety. For one-on-one counseling sessions, for an hour, we charge 550 for cash paying clients.
Okay.
For those that are paying with medical aid, it's around 850 upwards. Also, it depends on the duration of the session, the nature of the problem, and whether it's just a one-on-one with one person or if it's couples. But yes, we are affiliated also with other wellness companies that are doing similar work in this space.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I think I'm just gonna then link our next topic to this question to say, let's say, for instance, the space that I'm in with the boy child and single mothers who are raising boy children. Many of them have got challenges, most their challenges, obviously, with the absence of the father. And if maybe I come across women who are saying, I'm willing to do anything, I can even go and consult with a social worker or a counselor. Are you in a space, or is there any counselor in your organization that can deal with the family? Is it family matters, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, we also, all of our team members are registered, are qualified.
So they can work in any space.
Yes.
Okay.
Some cases I get to handle them by myself.
All right.
Yes. So we are that capacitated.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, that's wonderful. So yeah, let's talk about the book. Let's talk about the boy child.
Yes.
What inspired the book?
So the book is inspired by my own story. It's a memo where I detailed my own journey of having to deal with the troubles of growing up with both parents up until the age of 7, where they separated, and then I was now raised by my biological father still, but with my stepmother. So after
Oh.
they broke up or separated, my father remarried, and then obviously that came with its own experience. But I think for me, when I look back, that's where actually like the I would say my story took a a a, a complete 10. Yeah, because I don't think if it was not for that experience, I would have written the book. So this is where I started being subjected to physical and emotional abuse by my stepmother, as well as my two younger sisters as well.
Step or your own sisters that
Biological
you came with.
sisters,
Okay.
yes. So
Where was your mom? Sorry, where was your mom at that time?
so when they separated, my mom went back home
Okay.
to her,
The family home.
her
Okay.
family home.
Okay.
So when they separated, we were living in the villages, and when he remarried, we moved to the township.
Oh.
And when my stepmother came into the space, she came with 3 of her other own children. But from my family, I'm the only boy child and the
Okay.
firstborn. I have 2 younger sisters. So when that transition happened, it was very challenging for me because I had assumed the role of being the eldest sibling, So I was overprotective towards my little sisters. But when my stepmom came, she had a daughter who was older than me,
Okay.
right? And also a son who was, I think, 2 years younger than me.
Okay.
And then also a little girl who was almost the same age as my youngest sister.
Okay.
So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I want to highlight that there was a bit of shift in terms of, when you are like the eldest male child in the household, you feel territorial and protective. But when that happened, it kind of like put a shift to say, okay, you are not who you think you are. But that was also, I think, worsened by type of treatment that was happening in that household. So yeah, that happened, I think, for a period of like 3 to 4 years, up until when one day when I was at school, I got a call from one of the teachers to say I am needed at the principal's office. And to my shock, when I walked in there, I met my mom for the first time after I had last seen her when they separated. And in that room, there was also my dad. There were also two other faces that I didn't know, which later I learned that those were the social workers that were actually coming to rescue us. So I don't know how they found out that the conditions that we were living in were, so not so favorable. We were being abused and all of that. But on that day, they were actually coming to remove us. I mean, social workers are known for removing children, right? So yeah, that day they were coming to remove us and take us back to go live with my mother. So my story starts back in the villages in the book, and goes all the way up until when I started Rich Learning. So it took me 7 years to write this book. I think I started in 2017 and only published it around December 2023. And one of the reasons why it took long is because as I was writing, I would find myself breaking down, detailing some of the events. And because I felt it was too heavy, I would just pause and say, I need to take a break. And I would take a break for as long as like 3 months, 6 months, because I felt I need to go and regather my thoughts and my energy and be at a better state to be able to continue with the story. And I didn't want to rush it because I was using the writing also as a form of healing.
I wanted to ask if maybe it was a form of healing and if it actually helped
a lot. Yeah, it did. And that's why I'm saying I didn't want to rush it. So I allowed myself to go through the pain, to cry and to break down, to step away from the book, because I remember at some point when I submitted the manuscript to the editors and they sent it back, they were like, can you paint a full picture for us to say, when you say your stepmother was abusing you physically, what is it exactly that she was doing? And how? Like they wanted to
get the details.
You understand? So I had to do that, and doing that means that I need to relive the experience. Which was quite very painful. But I didn't reserve any feelings. I allowed myself to go through it and go through it all, and that's why where I am today, I am able to speak freely about my story without feeling any pain, because I know that I've paid the price. And I mean, a lot of people that have read the book have like literally cried. Some of them could not even finish it. And if you read some of the testimonies,
I am definitely finally I'm gonna get my copy. Finally I'm gonna get my copy. And but I just want us to go a little bit back to the issue of your biological mother, because in most cases we tend to think that in a situation where parents are getting divorced or they are separating, the mother will keep the children. how come your father is the one who kept the kids, and when you reunited with your mom, what was her story like, her side of the story? Because I would assume that it was not a nice thing for her to separate with the kids. Well, I know there are mothers who would willingly let go of the kids for one reason or another, but I'm just trying to get to understand what space was she in, maybe the whole time from when she let you guys go up until you united.
Yeah, good question. So I only found out later and I understood later why my mom made that decision.
Okay.
Right? Because at the time, my dad was the only one who was working. My mom was not working.
Okay.
And look, there was 3 of us. There was no way that she could have been able to make sure that we still continue to go to like a better school, you understand, and be able to still fend for us. So she left us in the hands of our dad, knowing that he would be able to cater for that part of our lives, of which he also executed quite well. Because school-wise, he always made sure that we are at school, we had uniform, we had food, and all of that. I think the only area that was missing was the emotional bond and attachment. And I only initiated the conversation later in life with my mom to say, but tell me here, why did you leave us? Right? Because also at the time when I'm asking these questions, I'm asking it because I'm coming from an area where emotionally I am damaged. I am feeling a void of having gone through those challenges without her being there. Because remember, as a young boy, when you are going through such in life, the one question that you would constantly ask yourself is, where's my mom? You understand? But you are not thinking to say, okay, my mom may have left me because she wouldn't be able to close this part of my life, which was quite essential at the time, because I do not know where I would have been if it was not for the education that I received. But at the time, as a child, education is not like so much important to you. What's important is the love, the bond, the connection. At that time, you are not thinking education, you know. So it's only later in life that we sat down and had this conversation, and she was able to explain to us to say, I left you in the hands of your father because of 1, 2, 3. And we could see that there's no way that she would have been able to, also when you compare the level of education and its quality from the villages and to the township, I mean, the education in the township was a lot way better. Yeah, so that's the kind of conversation we had, and I only understood later on in life that was the reason.
Was she aware of the abuse?
No, she wasn't.
Okay, but was she okay? Yeah, now wherever she was she?
No,
Or
she
was
wasn't.
just
How
dealing?
you cannot? I mean, as
Yeah.
a mother who dearly loves your children, you cannot. You just pray and hope that
Hope that
wherever
things
they
are
they are
okay.
safe, and one day when things are okay, they will somehow find their way back to you. You understand? It's more like when a mother or a parent sacrifices for the time being, knowing that when the time is right, I will reunite with my children, and that's exactly
definitely.
what.
Yeah, I always say that motherhood is the biggest sacrifice that you can make, because there are people who always wonder, and I also often wonder, like, why would a mother leave the child? And it's different experiences, it's different reasons, but I think also in the space of working with women and boy children, the issue is always that of the impact. The impact. We always think that the absence of the father has got tremendous damage on the child, especially the boy child. But the absence of the mother, I think, is worse.
And the absence of both is worse, because and the reason why I'm saying that is because as a society, we are now living in a world where we have normalized environments where children are being raised by a single parent,
Mm.
and that's not okay. I
It's
mean,
not
that's,
okay.
but we have kind of gotten to a level to say, okay, at least your mom is here, or at least
Yeah.
your dad is here. It shouldn't be like
It
that at
shouldn't
all.
be. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the number of people who are in prison today and you study their backgrounds and where they come from, most of them are
Mm.
coming from single parented households.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm.
And even if you are to look at the number of learners in schools who are like kind of doing well behavior wise and academically, most of them are coming from environments where there's a full support of both parents in their household, and the ones that are kind of like struggling are the
Mm.
ones where they are being raised by a single parent. So, because remember, a father and a mother play a different role in
Different
a
roles.
child's
That's
life,
true.
one that is complementary,
Yeah.
right?
True.
So we can't say that for me, um, to have grown without my mother, it's less painful because at
Yeah.
least my dad was there and
Was there? Yes.
I'm a boy child. No, no, no. Because what Oksalayo, I'm still a child. Do you understand? So as a
Mm.
child, you need the love of both parents. You need the guidance, the support, and someone that you can mirror yourself with as you grow. To say, because there's certain values that a father would add that a mother wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
so it's a complementary kind of support. So we can't really say that if you have a mother, at least it's better, or a father, it's better.
Mm.
For me, it's got the same effect.
Mm. Mm.
There's a book actually that I recently read. I think the title is the effect of absent fathers on a girl child.
Okay.
I forgot who the author is, but when you go through that book, you will actually understand that as much as you are in the space where you are empowering a boy child, it's just that somehow women and girls handle it better for some reason,
Mm.
but it takes the same amount of thought.
Yes. True. Okay. So do you have any, I don't know if you still do events. Do you have anything planned coming up? Or you're just focusing on the Rich Learning Group for now with everything that you're doing?
Yeah, the focus is there for now, but we are planning a youth camp
Oh, okay.
because I'm also in a space where I contribute to different online radio stations about relationships, how to cultivate healthy relationships. So we are planning a youth camp for singles and couples
Oh, okay.
where we want to like kind of enlighten people as to, because if you look at relationships these days, they don't last. Divorce rates are
Yeah,
skying up, and
there's a lot.
men are impatient. They are no longer willing to take a lady out on a couple of dates before they
Mm.
get on the sheets with her. So we want to like bring that back to say, okay, what is it that women are actually expecting from men, and
What
what
are
is it that,
men also expecting?
yeah,
Yeah.
men worry me these days, man.
But women also worry us, women also worry us because as much as you're talking about a man taking a woman on a few days before whatever the deed or whatever, even women are just wanting money, like guy, money, money, money before anything, before even the first date.
My observation with women is that
And some women, let me make point of correction, some women.
some women, but my observation with majority of women is that they feed off from the energy that you give them as a man. you know
Mm.
so because I was speaking in one of the events somewhere in Pumalanga where it was a gathering of men, but there was also a lady who said, as a man, why would you go an extra mile in taking me out on the first day? You want to impress me, knowing very well that as time goes by, and if I agree to be in a relationship with you, you will not
You
be
will
able
not
to keep up
maintain
with
the
those
standard.
things.
Yeah,
Do you
that is
understand?
true.
So we as men also put so much pressure on ourselves because we want to impress, but we are forgetting that that image that you're portraying, you are literally saying to her, that's who you are.
Mm.
Do you see? So you are setting
That's
a
very
standard
important. Yeah.
which you yourself will not be able to keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
And you are not going to blame this woman because it's you who set that standard. So
Mm.
why would she expect less next time
Mm.
when you when you portrayed yourself as this?
Mm.
You know? So those are some of the things that we want to zoom into. I'm not saying that women are perfect. They also have their own flaws, but I think for me, I'd like to believe that we're meant to coexist in a
Exactly.
system. So we need to find a
That's
way
my
to,
thinking. Yes,
yeah.
we need to find a middle ground.
Mm.
Um, I want us to go into the Nandi issue.
Uh,
Give men grace, please. Let's talk about men being given grace. What's your take on it? What's your understanding? Because I feel like people just blew everything out of proportion. You know, it was coming from a good space. It was coming from a good heart. I just feel like, and we were talking about it earlier with my team to say, and it's not even about women fighting men, unlike the other time when we were the purple gang fighting the green gang. It was a battle of the sexes. But now it's like women on women fighting. It's like it's one group of women on the other side to say we will not give grace to men because they are this, they are that, they are that, and it's women who apparently have given up on men altogether, and to say there are no good men out there. And then there's this group, the Nandi group, that is saying, but there are still good men who are grounded, who are still intentional about building the relationship, building the marriage, building the family. But now when you look at it, it's two groups of women. Men are just sitting there laughing and looking on the one side of and checking the other, you know, who is winning.
Yeah.
And it's bad. So yeah, I just want your opinion on that.
It is. I think for me, I find it quite interesting, but I think I'm the one who should be asking you that question, right? Because I heard another speaker saying that another woman's greatest enemy will be another woman. There's hardly instances where you see men being against women in general.
That's true.
Women compete against each other.
That is true.
It's often quite difficult also to see other women that are uplifting other women in business and in different areas. It's like there's this hidden competition amongst yourselves. Why is yeah, so maybe I should be asking you, why are we having
The tables are turning on me now.
yeah, honestly, because I fail to understand. I don't see anything wrong with what Nandi said, because that really shows that she understands the difficulties that men go through. She has seen it. Yes, she may not have lived it, but she has seen it. Because what some people are saying is that she comes from a place of privilege. She does not know what it means to, to struggle. But it shows that she has seen a man struggle. She has seen him at his lowest, and she understood what what damage it costed him. But others are just like, no, girl, So like, why are women competing?
Do I even know? Okay, I think for me, my observation would be women compete because in most cases we want to have what the other person has. That's why it will go as far as a friend having a relationship with the friend's man, husband, boyfriend, whatever, and she's hiding it. And she's still coming to see the friend. Hey, Chomi, can we go? Can we do this and that in the evening? She's is with the. So I think it's the jealousy in it. Also, I think the maturity, the emotional maturity. Ne? I will bring in the element of trauma. I've been reading a lot, and actually, earlier you asked me about the book, and I was asking if you are a prophet, because the book is actually at publishers as we speak. So in that book, I talk a lot about trauma. I talk about brokenness. And it is actually after an experience that I had with a best friend, the betrayal of a best friend. I'm talking almost 25 years of experience, And when this happened, it broke me. Like I was shattered. I think I went through a reset type of thing. Like my mind was not working well. I went through a period that I still cannot understand. Ne? And I started reading a lot because I'm not a person who believes in revenge. I believe in forgiveness. I believe in love that heals, love that forgives, you know. And if you have been with someone for that long, obviously this is the person that you love, you cherish, you know, and they know things, you've been through things together. So I found it very difficult to deal with. I went through depression during that time. I lost income. I lost the place where I was staying. It was a lot. It was a lot, and it's a woman. So I think let me just take it to the personal level. Let me just leave the other whatever.
Other people's.
So for me, it was that thing to say, but how can she do this to me? And I was praying about it because that's my solace. I've been through things like, and every single time I go to the secret place with whatever. That's why I'm saying I'm not a person that holds on to revenge. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in hate, you know. So I went to the secret place. I was like, God, what is this? What did I do? How can you allow this? What am I going to do now? You understand? So in that time, the Lord started speaking to me about a whole lot of things. And he would bring her issues into my space to say, but she has gone through this. She has gone through that. When you met her, she was going through this. At that time, she was going through that. So I looked at the whole period that I have known her. And I was saying, but this lady has never gotten a break. She was going through one crisis to another. If it was not the boyfriend, it was the family. It was not the father, it was the mother. If it was not the mother, it was the sibling. It was a lot. So the trauma kind of changed the way she sees the world, the way she sees things. That's how God brought it to me, because I don't think I would have been able to forgive her. I didn't understand why she did what she did to me, you know. And I remember there's a lady, another friend on Facebook, who posted a question to say, why is it easier for women to forgive men who hurt them than to forgive the best friend or the friend that has them? And I commented on that post to say, girl, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And maybe it goes back to what you were saying earlier, to say, as a society, we have normalized the absence of the father from the child's life. You know, so it's the same scenario. We have normalized the concept of a man cheating or hating us.
Yes.
You know, and we are like, oh no, it was bound to happen. I just have to move on. But we don't have the same grace when it comes to a woman. Yes, yes. To say, but oh, okay, it was bound to happen. Because no, it's not bound to happen. Why must it happen from you? Like, you are my person. You are my go-to person. Why is it you that has to cause me so much pain? So, but okay, I think it has to do maybe with the trauma that we go through. And also there's this saying to say, misery loves company. You know, when a person is miserable, they would want to see other people miserable. Hurt people. If you are hurt, you just want to go hurt other people. So now taking it to the general space, it is important for us to heal from whatever. I know people will think healing is sort of an insult, or it's not an insult. If I say heal, I'm not insulting you. I'm saying to you, look deeper into yourself. Like, find things in yourself that need to be dealt with. If you find, like, in your heart you don't have space for forgiveness, deal with that. You know, if you have to pray about it, pray about it, because we are the image of Christ. You know, we are the image of God. If there is something that is not working properly in your life, go to the creator.
Of course.
Like, fix this. Like, guy, man upstairs, fix this. I'm not dealing. So that's what I did. I just spent time in prayer. I started writing, and during the course of that writing, God was talking about a whole lot of things. The image of Christ, our identity in Christ. And this is what the book is actually about, by the way. I think maybe you were thinking the book is about my personal life because, yeah, I can write a Bible. Hey, yeah, I can write a Bible. But no, it had to start there because I think it was like I said earlier, it was the reset. Most people call it the awakening. We awaken to ourselves in so many different ways. For me, it had to take that traumatic experience to push me to the ground and to my knees to say, please, God, make me understand this. And then I had to go through that process of awakening. So, yeah, maybe what I can say is people just need to remember who they are. Yeah,
True.
without the trauma before the hurt, before the brokenness and all that, we just need to remember who we are, the humanity in us.
I like what you said about encouraging people to go through whatever it is that they feel may have troubled them in the past, because I think my observation with a lot of people is that, especially men, is that they are scared to confront their childhood traumas.
Yes.
Because it's a dark place that exposes your vulnerability, and it can be maybe a wound that you feel, let me just leave it there, but obviously a wound that hasn't gone through healing will always need to be attended to now and then.
Yeah, true.
So it's very important that we allow ourselves to go through pain, to go through that experience that happened to you while you were still a child, but at the time you didn't fully process it, because that can actually hinder you from becoming your best version and the person that you want
That
to
is
be.
true. That is true. I concur with that because even with the period that I went through, with the experience that I just related to you, it started bringing other things to the surface. And like I said earlier, that God was bringing these other conversations that we were having with the friend to say, but she has gone through this, have grace. Like, she has gone through that, have grace. And then he also started to reveal certain things about me, things that I have gone through. And I started to heal, from those as well. So it is very important to go through that process of healing. Yeah. So, yeah, no, I didn't think I'll end up being on the other side of the mic.
Thank you. I mean, it's a
And that's
conversation.
yes, obviously. Yeah. I'm very excited about the book. So how much is it going for? And do you courier? If
Yes.
people want to purchase one?
It's selling for 250, including courier services
Okay.
nationwide. So yeah, we also had put it up on Take a Lot, but I think we are sold out now.
Okay.
But for people who would like to have a copy, they can easily just reach out to me on my socials.
All right. No, it must be doing well. It must be a very good book if it is sold out
it is.
on that platform.
Yeah.
Okay. The Hidden Scars of a Boy Child. So please give your contacts for people to actually maybe place an order.
Okay.
And other platforms, maybe you just mentioned Take a Lot, other platforms maybe where you have the book selling online. Is it on Amazon?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Also available on Amazon. I mentioned Take a Lot because I know a lot of people would rather use Take a Lot over Amazon, but it's also on Amazon. Selling for, I think, $275 there. If people would like to get a hold of me, we have a website. It's www.richlearning.co.za. They can be able to contact us there. There's a contact form, or they can email us at info@richlearning.co.za, or contact me directly at 061 5333.
Okay, can we have the number again?
It's 061 5333 4344. I believe it will be also on the screen, right?
Oh, when? Okay. Oh,
yes.
Yeah. All right. No, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for coming through. Any last thoughts? I know we are probably still in the early in the year.
Mm.
Do you have any last thoughts? Maybe even word of encouragement for the viewers, for whoever? Just
I
any.
would say for to those that are watching, do I need to face any camera or am I okay? I would like to say to anyone that's watching the show to say, whatever it is that you're going through in life, be able to make time to identify it. It's very important that you understand what is it exactly that's hindering me from becoming the person that I want to become. Once you've been able to identify that, look at ways in which you can be able to confront it. Because if you have an issue that you have not yet confronted, that particular issue will always come back to confront you. So rather be the one that confronts it. If it's a pain, it's a scar, if it's a wound, go through it. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Assess it, experience all the emotions and the feelings, and I can guarantee you, you will come out victorious and stronger.
Hmm. Those were the last words.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. I'm just grateful that you managed to come through, and yeah, we had a very good conversation. I'm hoping things will open up with the organization, Rich Learning Group Grow. We're expecting more events.
Yes, they are
Yes, more
coming.
events, please.
Mm.
Yesterday, I saw a reminder from the event you hosted 7 years ago.
Oh, with the
With the
boys. Yes,
boys,
that was
yes. And
beautiful.
I
Yeah.
remember you had an international speaker there from America.
Yes,
Ne?
from USA.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. So bring the boys
Mm.
an international speaker, and yeah,
Mm.
let's get them the help that they need.
Mm. Mm.
Thank you so much for making time to come through. And maybe let me just thank once more the Mana Lodge executive group, Mana Lodge management, and the workers here. They've been very helpful with everything. We are shooting from one of their rooms. They've got, I don't know how many rooms, but it's a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a lot. We are in one of the executive rooms now, and they've got three different conference rooms, different sizes. Their meals are very good. They serve lovely breakfast. Everything is just wow. I like the ambience. I like the environment. So please get to Mana Lodge. Whoever is watching, if you're looking for a venue, sleepover, the thing I like about it is it's quiet. It's like you're not in Kempton Park.
Mm,
It's
right?
so
Yes, it's
serene. It's
peaceful. The
so serene. It's
breeze.
like you're not
Yes.
in Kempton Park.
Mm.
So yeah, if anyone just needs a moment away, a weekend away, you don't have to go far. Mana Lodge is just on the R21 off ramp somewhere before you get to OR Tambo, OR Tambo Airport. So, on that note, I would like to just say thank you for staying with us on this amazing episode, and we will see you next time. I've got the scripture that I love so much that says, May your soul remain blameless, spirit, soul, and body until the coming of Christ. That is First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 23.
Beautiful.
Be well, spirit, soul, and body. See you next time. Thank you for watching.